Breaking tonight on DC News Now at 6, embattled DC Deputy Mayor Chris Geldart out of a job. Why the mayor says she accepted his resignation just hours ago.
And a workplace scandal leading to 5 resignations in one day from the Montgomery County Planning Board. We're hearing from the council's vice president.
And millions of older Americans about to get what may be the biggest raise in decades. What you need to know before the big announcement.
Hi, everyone. Cloud coverage now taking over the DMV. We're going to watch our next cold front make its way in, causing us to see a DMV first warn day. We'll look at that forecast coming up.
And good evening. Thanks for joining us for DC News Now at 6. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Tasmeen Mahfouz. And we begin tonight with breaking news, a dramatic departure of one of DC's deputy mayors.
And Deputy Mayor of Public Safety out tonight after accusations he choked a man. DC News Now's Mariel Carbone live outside the John Wilson building for us.
Yeah, Mariel, the mayor wouldn't say whether she demanded Geldart's resignation. What can you tell us?
Well, Geldart took a personal leave a week ago today when news broke of that accusation of the fight. He has not been back in office since, and he will not return. The mayor telling us today that she did accept his resignation and that it was mutual. She would not say who initiated the talk, whether it was her or Geldart. Now, the fight, it happened in a gym parking lot over in Virginia. According to Arlington police, Geldart and another man got into a verbal argument, which then led to Geldart grabbing that man by the throat. A warrant was issued last week for battery and assault charges. Another issue that's come out in all of this is Geldart's residency. The mayor says his family lives elsewhere, but that he does have a place in D.C. To be on the mayoral cabinet, you must reside in D.C. Now, the mayor says all of this has just been distracting and getting in the way of city work. Take a listen to what she has to say about the fight and what's happened since.
I think that was serious. The response was serious, but I think what it was about nothing. But I had a face-to-face conversation with Deputy Mayor Geldart, and we agree that we both need to be focused on the big issues for DC.
Now, Geldart served as Deputy Mayor of Public Safety and Justice since 2021. Prior to that, he was the Director of Public Works. Kevin Donahue will take over Public Safety and Justice temporarily in his spot. He says he does live in the city, and a big priority for him while filling in that role right now will be making sure that the police chief has all of the tools he needs to do his job. He noted that over the last week, 25 people have been shot across the district. Reporting downtown tonight, I'm Mariel Carbone, DC News Now.
And we continue with breaking news tonight. The Montgomery County Council accepted resignations from all 5 members of the County Planning Board after an alleged workplace misconduct scandal. So members include Chair Casey Anderson, Vice Chair Pratap Verma, also Commissioners Gerald Chichi, Tina Patterson, and Carol Rubin. In a statement, County Council Vice President Evan Glass said this: "My colleagues and I have lost confidence in the board. We have determined that this is in the best interest of our community." So the county is now looking for new members to fill as temporary commissioners. Anyone who's interested can submit their application to the council by Tuesday, October 15th, or rather October 18th at 5 p.m.
And happening now at 6, district officials are celebrating the completion of Phase 2 of the Wharf in Southwest D.C. New restaurants, apartments, and offices will soon open. DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg has been down there all day long talking with business owners and visitors. And Daniel, there's certainly a lot of excitement in the air about the project finally being finished.
Absolutely, Chris. Right behind me, some of the owners of these buildings, Muriel Bowser, Mayor Muriel Bowser, as well as Congresswoman Eleanor Holmes Norton are expected to speak at this event celebrating not only just the completion of Phase 2, but today marks 5 years since the Wharf originally opened for everyone to come and enjoy the beautiful waterfront. Some say the Wharf has gotten more use than ever over the past 2 years.
During the pandemic, it was almost like a weekly Sunday routine. We'd come, get a coffee, and take a quick walk and a breath of fresh air before heading back home.
An outdoor respite for many.
It's very exciting to see the growth. We were one of the first to sign the lease for the first phase.
Jamie Leeds owns Hank's Oyster Bar at the edge of Phase 1 and Phase 2 of the project.
I was very fortunate to be able to pick my location, so I specifically picked it in the middle of, would eventually be the middle after phase 2 was done.
The mayor's office says phase 2 will deliver nearly 3,000 additional jobs, 350 new homes, and 1.15 million square feet of mixed-use space.
We haven't even walked all the way down that way yet, but it seems like it's going to be real nice by this time next year.
Perkins Eastman is the master planner and architect of the entire wharf.
I've worked on it since 2006. To see the end done with such fanfare is amazing.
Principal in charge Hillary Birch can sit back and enjoy her team's efforts.
The placemaking and the way people can come and interact with the environments, whether or not there's a big event like today or whether they're just somebody strolling there from work or living there, is really at the essence of the design.
We have selected and picked local retailers to occupy, so it is an extension of Washington, D.C.
The retail wraps the buildings. The whole thing is walkable. The whole thing is accessible.
Leeds is looking forward to even more business in the future.
We've been dealing with a lot of construction over the years, and now we're finally seeing the fruits of all that.
Now, there is a Killers concert over down the Wharf at 7 o'clock. That is, of course, a big anniversary celebration. That is a sold-out show. There's also live music up and down the Wharf. This ceremony still happening right behind me. So if you haven't gotten a chance to come on down, there's still time. We're live at the Wharf. Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
And breaking news we're following for you tonight. A Connecticut jury orders Alex Jones to pay $965 million to people suffering from his false claims about the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting. Now, for years, Jones said the tragedy was a hoax and those involved were actors. The verdict comes in a lawsuit filed by relatives of children and teachers killed in the mass shooting. Jones faces a third trial at the end of the year in Texas.
The one and only debate between the two candidates running for Maryland governor airs tonight. It's at 7 p.m. on Maryland Public Television. But we were able to get a sneak peek at what hot-button issues were talked about. DC News Now's Annalisa Gale is there and joins us now live from Owings Mills, Maryland. Annalisa, good evening. The debate was taped earlier this afternoon, and this is the only time the candidates can go toe-to-toe before Election Day.
Now, there were lots of issues covered in that debate that lasted for an hour, and it started at 2 p.m. with supporters lining up ahead of the debate at the bottom of this hill. Let's take a look at some of that video from earlier this afternoon ahead of the gubernatorial debate. At the debate, the candidates took questions from students across the state in a panel composed of 3 women and 1 man from local media outlets, with questions on everything from gun control to reparations for African Americans and LGBTQ rights.
What I will do also is ensure that the indoctrination stops. We cannot have transgender indoctrination in kindergarten. I mean, that's preposterous. That's exactly what my opponent supports. It's on his website. I will stand against that and eradicate that from the curriculum.
I want to say to all of our LGBTQ youth and families, I see you and I hear you, and all policies that will be made in partnership.
Allowed to use video from the debate just yet, so that was audio that you heard just now. Again, that debate is going to be airing at 7 p.m. on the Maryland Public Television. We'll have much more on the issues covered at 9 and 10 p.m. on DC News Now. Live in Baltimore County, Annalisa Gale, DC News Now.
Lisa, thank you. And the FDA has approved bivalent COVID-19 booster shots for children 5 to 11 years old. So kids will be able to get the updated doses from Pfizer and Moderna for that age group. They must take the shot at least 2 months after getting their primary or booster vaccination. Now, just so you know, this new booster is designed to target the original COVID-19 strain and the Omicron variants. The CDC must now sign off on the recommendation.
And happening now, the U.S. and other NATO countries pledging today to supply Ukraine with more powerful air defense systems. This follows a series of Russian missile strikes that have killed more than 30 people this week.
Yeah, DC News Now Washington correspondent Jesse Turner has the latest.
Good evening. This is just the latest example of how the U.S. and its allies' response to Russian attacks mirrors that of Ukraine's. Instead of bowing to pressure, their resolve only grows stronger.
Ukraine has to win.
President Zelensky told the World Bank in D.C. Wednesday that a Ukrainian victory can be absolutely real with its support.
We have to respond to the Russian terror with a stronger and even more meaningful collaboration.
Zelensky's pleas have been well received in Washington, following the recent deadly missile attacks on civilian areas across Ukraine.
It's beyond the pale.
The support continued on the international stage Wednesday.
The United States will proudly vote yes.
The United Nations voted to condemn Russia's recent annexation of 4 Ukrainian regions.
One country cannot take the territory of another by force.
And Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin gathered defense ministers from nearly 50 countries at NATO headquarters to discuss how to train more Ukrainian forces and provide additional weapons and equipment.
We will continue to boost Ukraine's defensive capabilities for today's urgent needs and for the long haul.
Austin noted this group has committed billions of dollars in military aid to Ukraine, along with humanitarian and financial assistance. Zelensky said Ukraine will need $17 billion to rebuild critical infrastructure and $38 billion to make up for next year's budget deficit. But first, the world continues to watch if President Putin escalates his war further by following through on nuclear threats.
This is something we remain focused on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
And Ukraine continues to ask its Western partners for a complete air defense system to better protect itself against Russian warplanes and missiles. In Washington, I'm Jessie Tenor.
Hi, everyone. We made it to midweek, and we kind of lost that sunshine this afternoon. Hopefully, you enjoyed your Wednesday afternoon. Our temperature is still in the upper 60s, but the cloud coverage is slowly but surely making its way in. Right now, across the district, our nation's capital, sitting at 69 degrees, so slightly below average now, under overcast skies. So here's that left turn. We're losing all that sunshine, and now our weather team is tracking our next cold front that's going to provide us with a good amount of rain going into your Thursday, along with a few strong to severe storms as well. Temperatures right now, they're hovering across the lower 70s for Culpeper into Fredericksburg as well. We do have a kind of that onshore flow for King George into Charles County. Upper 60s, Westminster, hey, good evening. You're currently at 70 degrees. So we'll continue to fall for tonight. And there's a little bit more insulation. When you have the cloud coverage, we actually see warmer overnight lows, and tonight, man, you're going to be sweating because our lows upper 50s in some spots, near 60 degrees. Also that southerly breeze that will continue to pick up, and it's really due to the transition. Look at all this wet weather. It's hovering across sections of the Tennessee Valley into Kentucky right now, even Chicago, dealing with that severe weather, and we're expecting that as we head into your Thursday as well. So this will be a strong cold front. It has many impacts. I'll break those down coming up.
And also coming up on DC News Now at 6, new numbers show racial disparities in traffic stops all across the Commonwealth of Virginia. How police are responding.
And we're also helping you stretch your dollar. Up next, our consumer reporter, Ben Dennis, shows you how you can cut corners and save big at the grocery store.